Hello, good people, and welcome back to another midnight recording session.
Yay!
That's your line.
Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here.
Well, what do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you.
What contradictions are you talking about?
In
the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities.
What do you mean? Please explain. Oh!
Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Doesn't appear? What meaningless gibble? I, too, may appear to be weak and frail. But I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose.
I think some people are actually into that.
That's why she carries the whip.
The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit.
That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed in the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. Furthermore, it should have blood up to the hilt if it was stabbed that far into the victim.
I think he's probably going to get to that as well. Because he's pointing out all the contradictions.
Right.
Yeah.
We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding.
Yep.
It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a shito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly. It may still sometimes stop the blood loss. I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction.
You've still got more?
This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the blade. No!
Order!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that.
What a subtle dig at Phoenix.
Right.
What does this all mean? You've proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but...
Having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is... the weapon used to kill the victim was not the shito.
What?
A foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy, foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon?
Well... it's because Mr. Gaming was holding it.
Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the shito was the murder weapon.
Order! Ah!
So maybe the shito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth?
If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises.
You're not going to point out the fact that she literally admitted that she didn't actually see the stabbing, only the pulling out?
Well, I think he's about to get to that.
Okay. The obvious question?
Yes. Namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to?
Yeah, he didn't even mention it.
Well, I mean, she already admitted she didn't actually see the stabbing, so I mean...
Right, but, like, we gotta remind them, because obviously they're like, oh, that's true. Like, well, no, it's not. She...
No.
Whatever.
Anyway, It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That's...
Answer the question, Miss Varn Karma.
No evidence of that kind was found.
Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there.
What exactly are you going on about here?
The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. I think I might have known where the sword was disposed of.
You what? Well then, I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible!
She's definitely gonna say they threw it into the river, right?
That's the only logical conclusion.
Yeah.
Except it's frozen over and iced, so wouldn't it just be at the bottom of the ravine?
Well, no, it wasn't frozen over. Remember, it moves too fast to be frozen over.
Right, okay.
I saw the murder around 11 p.m., and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into the Eagle River and came back when I was knocked out? I was could have done that. She can drove a snowmobile after all.
Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not in the best of shape. Well, with my back and my age, you know.
Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. There is a photo. Here's a photograph.
A snowmobile, huh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. Why did someone randomly decide to take a picture of this, though?
Yeah, that seems a little odd.
Yeah. They're just gonna stop and take a photo of some tracks. I mean,
A snowmobile?
I mean, it helps us with the case, but it's still also a little too convenient.
A little bit.
Well, whatever.
The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
Sorry.
You are sure about the time?
Yes, I was worried about it after all.
Why would...
Why was that?
Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night, now could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple.
Her estimation of the time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister. You asked Felix Wright to report the crime, correct?
Right. The one who trampled me.
It seems she is the type to hold a grudge.
There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge.
Felix Wright? He didn't even have a cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too.
Anyway, I really was scared. It was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go to main gate for a spell. I will say it is a bit odd for Phoenix to just forget his phone, though.
Yeah, a little, but I mean also, I understand.
Yeah.
As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited.
That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls.
Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived?
Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate.
So, she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do?
Always press further.
I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean, eh?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used.
Ah, I see. I never thought of that.
That's right. I overlooked that too.
Wow.
These people are fucking stupid.
Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness.
I don't often go around touching hot engines.
Mm-hmm.
However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it.
Snow?
Yeah, we noticed that too.
Yeah.
Yes, for some reason, the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow.
There wasn't any snow on it? Curses!
It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh?
How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking.
There's a reason for that. We got a moment for me to explain.
I think that's why the question was asked in the first place.
It was about a month ago. I was driving by my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch.
Crunch. I could really go for some Captain Crunch right now.
Or Crunch Bar.
Yeah, Crunch Bar would work too.
I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it.
Wait a second, if she said that her back got all messed up like only a month ago, but she said that she's had like chronic like back pain for years. If she messed up her back, wouldn't she like not be able to get around at all?
I don't know how relevant that really is.
I guess. Anyway, it just
Yeah.
Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for?
Like I said, somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes.
It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that is more than enough time. Yes, that's all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth. While it would have been possible time-wise, one element remains out of place here.
Oh, and what would this Mr. Element be?
The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of a murder weapon when there are other methods?
Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Turning to me for help with the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor?
What?
She's as over the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. Another mystery defeated the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw the murder weapon away? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account.
So, my biggest issue with this testimony is, if she went to the bridge, why didn't she talk about how it was on fucking fire?
Yeah.
That would have been like the first thing you would notice.
Yeah, because it was struck around, what, 10:50 or so? Like 10 minutes before she actually saw this murder?
Right.
Also, wouldn't she have, like, seen Phoenix there? Wouldn't he have seen something?
No, at that point I think Phoenix had already fallen. But Larry should have been there.
Yeah! Which means that they should have seen Larry. Why has Larry not been mentioned in this at all?
Dude, I think your joke
Oh,
has
no.
more validity.
No.
Because Larry was there.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I meant that completely as a joke, like a what-if, like, throwaway situation. I did not actually think that might hold some validity.
And I'm only saying it as a joke as well, but it really doesn't help the fact that he was there.
And nobody seems to talk about it.
Yeah. Ooh. But what can we contradict though?
Alright.
We're at around 11.
Sure.
Walk sure.
Went out to the main gate.
Okay.
You saw tracks indicating the snowmobile had been used.
Okay.
15 minutes to watch a distant bridge, but less than 5 using a snowmobile.
Okay. Maybe they
Threw the weapon and came back while it was knocked out. Maybe. That's kind of a. Iris could have done that. She could drive a snowmobile after all. Do we know that for sure? Like. Yeah, according to her testimony, she was in the room until.
Well, I mean, that's according to her testimony, though, so I don't know if we can use that as evidence. I mean, I can try it, but let me say it first.
Alright.
Yeah, no.
No? Alright.
Oh, but she...
The blackmail thing, right? Because...
Yeah, well, I guess I haven't really come up yet, though, so...
can I take a look at the map of the area?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Hazakura Temple and this is the main entrance, right?
Yeah.
And you use a snowmobile, which is should be parked right around here in the front of the main gate.
Yep.
Zoom around and what, about here-ish, through the weapon in, and then zoom back?
Supposedly.
Okay.
If it only takes 5 minutes to get there, and then...
back, I guess, making it about 10 for the full trip.
Yeah.
Okay. So, at that time, Bikini claims that she was still passed out in the courtyard, right?
Yes.
When Phoenix stepped on her?
Yeah, because he was like, what's going on? Also, I scented something squishy. Oh, it's fucking Bikini. Whoops, my bad.
Right. Didn't we actually, like, see him, like, step on her?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Right, because didn't we think it was the body at first or something?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so, yeah, she was unconscious, she got woken up by Phoenix stepping on her. And that's all back here in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple itself, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, she freaks out, yells at Phoenix to go to the,
To the phone that's next to the bridge.
right, it's like, what, like right here-ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Meanwhile, the entire time, Maya is still at the temple.
Yeah, okay. Actually, what I just thought of is irrelevant.
Well, wait, what were you thinking?
I was thinking if, because Phoenix didn't use a snowmobile, obviously.
Right.
So he would have spent like 20 minutes getting to that phone.
15 to 20 years.
So I was like, wouldn't he have seen the person? But I was like, oh wait, that would have already been done. Because it was while she was still unconscious. Which was before, obviously, he woke her up, so. Yeah. I just kind of... Yeah. So, that's irrelevant.
But while he ran down there to use the phone, he was confronted by a bridge whose...
Why is one of the ropes missing?
Do
you see that? There was an X pattern before, but that one's gone.
I don't know.
I wonder if that'll come up later.
Possibly. Maybe it's burned out because of the fire?
I mean, maybe. No, sorry, it's something that stuck out to me.
I don't know.
It's not really relevant right now, but... Okay, so... Maybe they threw the weapon in the river and came back.
Sure, fine. That's... Logically speaking, that's actually a reasonable thing. But...
I wonder if I can... No, okay.
Weather? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. The only two things I can think of that we could do anything about, because this is true. This is true. This is true.
Right.
This is true.
Yeah.
So the only thing it could be is these two, right? I mean, this could be true.
Through the weapon, I mean, yeah, so I guess it'd have to be the idea that Iris can drive a snowmobile?
Maybe.
How old is she?
25. So, yeah. Okay, so let's look at these tracks.
Parked outside the main gate. That seems to indicate from when it came back. Where the tracks of it leading out to the...
Well, it was like... They did have like a snowstorm, didn't it? Or something?
It was snowing, but...
So maybe they...
Surely if it was that short of a span of time, it would, have covered all of the tracks, not just the ones going out, right? Yes, it's been used, but it looks like it was used from somewhere else to come back, not necessarily used from there to go somewhere.
I mean, we can try for that.
That's...
That didn't work. Nope. Whoops. Yeah.
Did you accidentally hit A or something?
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right, it does only look like the tracks that are coming back, but can we use that anywhere?
Tracks that the snowmobile had been used. Yes, but only from coming back. It doesn't look like there were tracks leading from the main gate out anywhere.
But of course
That's
they
the
would
key
have
link.
been, because when we saw the snowmobile for the first time, it was covered in snow. When we saw it another time, all the snow was gone.
Granted, but...
And plus, for it to come back, it would have to go somewhere, right?
I mean, theoretically, but I don't know. I'm not super convinced. Something seems off about the fact that there's literally no dip in the snow whatsoever, leading from where the snowmobile is parked currently out to wherever she was supposed to have been. But there is definitely a very clear one coming back and having it parked. Something's not adding up there.
Well... I'm gonna look at this again, just to see. Snow with a candle. 7 to approximately 1050. So, I mean, theoretically, snow...
Should have stopped by then, right? Because if the murder and everything is supposed to have taken place right around 11...
Hold on. Well, fuck. Well, no, this... Okay, here's what I'm thinking. If the tracks for it to come had been covered up by snow, how long does it take for that to happen? That would have implied the snowmobile was out for a lot longer than that if the tracks coming to it had already been covered over.
If there's it depends upon the level of snowfall. If it was a very heavy snowstorm, it's possible that the tracks could have been cleared, or re-snowed over in possibly even up to about less than 20 minutes time.
Well, my theory doesn't seem to be working anyway, so that's probably something to just... Yeah.
What about the bit about the fact that it's a dusky bridge?
Takes 15 minutes to walk Dusky Bridge, but...
Is that the only mention of it?
Yeah.
Okay, that theoretically fine, maybe. Except, go hover over the sheet real quick. I want to see something. The apparent murder weapon. Okay, and we're kind of
Proven that.
Okay. What about the staff? What is that? Carried by the... She was alive, her fingerprints are on it. Okay.
I mean, it's missing its orb, but an edge where it doesn't know that.
Hmm.
But, I mean, this picture, whoops. This picture has it.
Okay. It's a purple orb, right?
Yes.
Alright.
That hasn't really come up yet, though.
Wait a second. If she was stabbed with some sort of sword-like object that's not the Shichishito, then she was shoved out of her window by it, or with it, still in her. She fell down face first, landing in the snow, which explains the thump, I guess, that she heard. But she never claimed to say that she heard anything about the snowmobile starting up, which she says that could have happened while she was unconscious. But wait, if she was in the room with this other sword-like object in her when she was pushed out, where did it go? Because by the time
I think I get what
everybody
you're
just
saying. There should have been a blood trail, right? Of the weapon. Dripping blood, basically.
that, and also most definitely, like, where was there time for them to swap out the actual murder weapon for the Shichishito with the statue and set that whole, bizarre thing up? Like, there was no time to do that, right?
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but
I know it's not necessarily relevant right now, but I'm just
yeah.
That being said, that has to somehow indicate that if the murder weapon was disposed of, it had to have happened a lot earlier in the evening than around the time that she was unconscious. Right?
Presumably. That didn't work.
What'd you try to present?
The main gate. I was like, hey, well, whoops. This picture is a picture of the main gate, right? With the.
Yeah.
So I was like, shouldn't you have seen the tracks? Oh wait. Wait, that's what she said in the very next line. Never mind.
Well, what else do we have that could possibly contradict something?
Let's go through all our evidence.
Her staff, that's not really relevant right now. Shichishito, which...
Proven not to be the murder weapon.
Right.
So if we're talking about the actual murder weapon, this doesn't have...
irrelevant.
Yeah. Hanging scroll, which...
It's a scroll.
Yeah.
Iris' hood, which we've already kind of glossed over, like that. I think we've already kind of...
Wait a minute.
What?
Is that purple orb the staff orbs?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's just the one that's naturally attached to the hood. Sister Bikini has one of hers too.
Oh, yeah, so yeah, you're right. Okay, sorry, I just remembered that we were talking about the orb, and I was like, that looks a lot like the fucking orb. But, yeah, okay.
That's Iris.
Irrelevant.
Map.
Weather
Original
data.
weather. Lightning struck Dusky Birch at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. So, Dusky Birch was still on fire at 11:15.
Yeah? Well, wait, no. That would have been... 11:15 is 30 minutes. So if she got there around 11:15, I guess the bridge would have just been gone at that point. Although, okay, so maybe she wouldn't point out, oh, the fucking bridge is on fire, because maybe at that point it was already gone, but that's another thing to be like, oh, the fucking bridge is gone, you know? Whatever.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Are they running under the assumption that the person actually went out onto Dusky Bridge to actually throw the murder weapon away? If that's the line of logic, then they clearly could not have done that because it was on fucking fire!
Hold on. Well...
I mean,
you don't have to go on the bridge to reach the river. If it was on the other side, you might have to, because otherwise it would just land on the cliff. But on that side, the river goes all the way to the other side.
Okay. Alright.
I mean, I can try it. Maybe. No.
No, it was worth a shot.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so what else do we have?
Well, I went through all the evidence.
Right.
So, saw the murder around 11 p.m., okay. After asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate, okay. You saw tracks indicated somebody with news, okay. Takes 15 minutes to walk to Esky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Okay.
Well, if it was around 11 when she was, I guess, woken up, whatever, and she told Phoenix to report it, if it took him about 15 minutes to get to Dusky Bridge, theoretically Dusky Bridge should about have already started, like, putting itself out, right? And he said, like, we played and said the bridge was very clearly on fire and he attempted to cross it.
Lightning struck at 10:45. It was around 11. Yeah, that would have been about the point where it stopped being on fire. But it was very clearly on fire when we got there.
Yeah. Considering he still tried to cross it like a dumbass and fell into the river.
Right. But I don't know how much relevant... They're not even talking about the bridge.
I guess. Alright, well then what else do we have? $10 p.m. and then was in a room until the murder was discovered.
Maybe we can use the weather data to say, hey, because of the weather... No. It would have taken longer. I don't know. It was an idea.
I saw tracks indicated the snowmobile had been used. Okay. Yes. We can see that there's tracks. 15 minutes to walk, but less than 5 using one of those. Okay, fine. Came back while I was knocked out. Okay.
I mean, I don't really see any issues with that.
What?
I don't know. I just tried it. I got lucky, I guess. Because I legit don't know what the contradiction there is.
It doesn't seem like it fits to that one, though, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I admit, this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? That's what I was trying to...
So why was it on that one, though? Why that one? Why that specific line of dialogue?
Which line was it that it was used on?
It was the, they could have used it while I was unconscious.
Because it would indicate that they left, but they didn't come back while she was unconscious. Or that they came back, but they didn't necessarily leave then. I don't fucking know. Anyway.
Okay. It seems a bit...
That seems like an odd line to put it on, but
because we were on the right track, but it was just the weird placement.
Yeah.
Like why that line specifically? Whatever.
What do you mean? Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be 2 sets of tracks in the snow.
Yeah, that's what we're getting at. We just...
Those from heading out to the bridge, and those from coming back.
Ah, you're right.
Humph. You are forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall.
This is what I was saying as well.
This is literally exactly what we were talking about.
We are just too far ahead of the game, I guess.
I guess. This removes your precious contradiction, now doesn't it?
I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? The idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks. There is a contradiction.
I would assume. I'm guessing it's the weather.
The
data,
tracks to the
probably.
river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Ms. Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain? Why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction? No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me.
On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow, or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh?
And we'll do that in the next episode. See you guys then.
Bye.